story. In a political system like ours, occasional clashes between members of the executive and legislative arm of government are expected. In response to claims by the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, has rejected allegations that the ministry owes contractors 15 trillion naira. While addressing newsmen, Umahi noted that he will not join issues with the committee chairman, claiming that his views only represented the interest of aggrieved contractors who are affected by ongoing reforms in the ministry. Now, according to the minister, with a budget of 300 billion naira for 2,604 inherited projects at the cost of 13 trillion naira and a debt of 1.6 trillion naira owed contractors, all the ministry could do is use over 90% of the funds available to keep the inherited projects alive, as directed by the president. You recall that Hosseini had earlier accused the minister of misplacing his priorities as it concerns road maintenance across the country. Now let's hear from the lawmaker and the minister.
You are not here to come and tell us what you already knew in the area of resources. So if you are telling us the reason why you have failed in fixing our road infrastructure is because of resources, don't let me take you up there. Because you concentrated your energy as a minister on less priority issues. Don't discuss resources. I say it again. With all the road that we have across the country have failed. If you are addressing these roads, existing roads, with the resources that you have, sir, Honorable Minister, we will not be where we are. Don't discuss resources. I say it again. You came here last year, you got 300 billion budget approval, supplementary approval. Don't raise my emotion. I am worried that you are not concerned about fixing Nigerian roads. We are not here for business of whether you want to do the job or you don't want to do the job. Stop telling us you are awarding road. We don't want you to be awarding road that you are not ready to do. How can you be telling us that there is no resources? In less than 1 minute, from everything that everybody has said, it's a clue. You have no plan for us as a nation. I was wondering what was used as benchmark for your appraisal.
Believe that God has to be with him to attain half of what I've attained in life. And so I will not join issues with him because I have very tremendous respect for Mr. Speaker and the National Assembly. But I will try to put, some clarification. He said I was involved in less priority issues in Ministry of Works. Yes, he's right. And what were the issues in Ministry of Works? The issue of variation on price, VOP. And that was a very terrible program that was, eroding the little resources we put in the budget to do projects. I want him to go there if he can leave his oversight in FEMA and he can go and check these projects. And I'm going to put the phone number of the contractors and then put the status, and he can verify. And when he verifies, I request that he tenders an unreserved apology.
The back and forth by the lawmaker and the Minister for Works, David Umahi. Now, but let's take it one after the other. How credible are the issues raised by the lawmaker?
I think that the lawmaker was unnecessarily emotional.
Unnecessarily?
Maybe they have issues. I wouldn't know. But you do not expect that because he's talking like, okay, you came last year, we gave you a budget of 300 billion. He's talking like an ignorant person who does not know that 300 billion cannot fix all the bad roads in our country. Is he living in a different country? Or because you are a lawmaker, you can just open your mouth and attack people? relentlessly and in a most uncommonsensical manner. You can't fix the bad roads in Nigeria. You can't fix all the bad roads in 1.5 years. Come on, when did they come into office?
One electoral calendar.
When were the ministers named? Because Mr. President didn't even name ministers until about 6 months. How long?
August. August.
He came into office in May.
Just 14 months.
But he didn't name ministers immediately.
Immediately, yes.
So you expect that by now Umahi must have fixed all the roads? Come on. Why are you reasoning like this? I looked at him. He was even threatening him like a sergeant major threatening a little soldier. You can't do that. To what end now? Look at him wagging a warning finger. Look, we all have a reason to be angry about the state of affairs in our country. But if you are reasonable, you know that the budget of 300 billion cannot fix all the bad roads. How did we come to even do the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? We had to rely on Abacha loot. We had to rely on money from the Sovereign Wealth Fund. And it was the same thing that we relied on, the same source of funding that we relied on for the second Niger Bridge. Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Expressway, the first dual carriageway in northern Nigeria, constructed by the IBB regime, was in a bad state. The Buhari regime decided to reconstruct it. It's the most expensive piece of road construction by that government. Again, they couldn't have done it within the budget. What is 300 billion? We are not talking about 300 trillion, no. And they inherited 2,604 projects.
Yes.
You want him to have finished all of those projects
within a year.
In just a little over a year, because it's not even up to 1.5 yet.
Yes.
You want him to have patched all the bumps on our roads. Come on now. You see, when the man talks about resources, he's not saying anything wrong. Resources will always be a problem. During Fashion last time, it always talked about the fact the resources are not enough. This governor will be pulling Fashola here, another one will be pulling. I remember when even the Kogi governor, then Yabelo, fought Fashola over the Ganaja Road. That Ganaja Road is being constructed now with concrete technology by Umahi. I drove through the place about 3 days ago.
Okay.
I went to Etiomi. They call it, the Galas call the place Etiomi, to eat tuwo and fish. They are constructing it now with concrete technology. You cannot say the minister has not done anything. You cannot look at the current state of the Third Mainland Bridge and say Umahi has not done anything.
Exactly.
You will be deluding yourself. He's one of the bright stars of this administration. We expect a lot more. We have every reason to expect a lot more. But don't give the feeling that the man has not been doing anything.
Okay, let's also look at the response by the minister. Did he address the issues raised by the lawmaker?
I think he did. First of all, he said that the government inherited 2,604 federal roads all over the country. And all those roads, to fix them, the government needs 13 trillion naira to fix them. But because of the variation, besides even because of the variation in the cost of the project, it is now 19 trillion naira to do it. Yes. And the president, Tinubu, even included it in the medium-term expenditure, that thinking that it will source funds, so far it is in the budget.
Yes.
The president will source funds from everywhere to do those roads. See, naturally, like I was explaining to some students, I want my son, because the NYC said they have increased to 77, and the guy was expecting within 1 month. I said that you don't understand how things are. Government made a pronouncement. It is not yet founded. Don't attack NYSC that they have not paid you, because it still called me today. Say, don't attack them. You don't know how it works. Salivating. So you see, this is about process. And when you look at that man, you see, the impression I had is that the forum on which he addressed that, he called the press conference, not at the committee level of the House of Representatives. He called the press conference to specifically attack the minister, not in the House of Representatives.
So he should have
called the press conference. So which means there is more to it than meets the eye.
You think the lawmaker should have handled it in a different
way? You see, you don't have to be honestly emotional about things of the country. By doing it separately from the chamber of the House, it means it is becoming sentimental. He personalized the whole thing as if Umahi has taken his wife. And like he said, if I am asked to name about 3 ministers in Nigeria, Umahi will be one of those people, because the man is all over the place.
And
he's all over the place. It's very hard work all over the place. You can see the beauty he has made of Tom Milan Bridge.
When you drive through Tom Milan Bridge,
and you see everything has been
difference.
And all over the country. And it is not possible. Let us look at it. Let me make a declaration that
because
in the life of an administration, it is not possible to fix all the bad rules.
It's not possible. And you are blaming one man.
In the life of an administration, in one electoral calendar, it is not possible to fix all the rules in Nigeria.
Even in 20 years.
Even in 20 years.
That's why some of us said, let's have roads constructed based on PPP.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They can even transfer after construction. Okay. Maybe they will manage it for a few years and transfer. Build, operate, and transfer. Okay. They use that model across the world.
BOT.
They never find enough money for infrastructure projects.
Yes.
All right,
that is what they should be thinking about. And not, because this minister, you can abuse him till kingdom come. He will never be able to fix all the problems. He can only do his best and leave the rest for...
We need the resources available to him.
What is 300 billion?
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Today, Abbas, appreciate you.
It's a pleasure being here.
Welcome to the studio to have this conversation. BKO, thank you very much. Appreciate you.